Okay, so let's focus on the APIs that are at the heart of this hackathon. Today, whether it's a large business or a small business or a business of any size, we all have customers who are consuming our services, and it is very important to engage with these customers. Now, traditionally, the engagement was expecting your customer to visit your website or dial a phone number and to reach you. But today, all of that friction has been removed, and there are more seamless ways of connecting your consumer and your brand by virtue of using modern chat tools. So as part of this hackathon, we've classified our APIs into two buckets. In bucket 1, we have the more commonly used APIs, which are SMS, voice and email. And in bucket 2, we have the more trendier chat apps like WhatsApp, which is very common in this part of the world. You have Viber, which is very popular in Southeast Asia, certain regions of Europe. And then we have the upcoming RCS business messaging, which is an upgrade to SMS. So as part of your registration, you would typically have to select at least one channel of communication from each of these buckets. Let's try to understand what benefit you could derive from these APIs. So to start with, these APIs are open. They work on a token-based authentication. These APIs allow you to send one-way communication from the brand to the user. They can also be used for reverse communication from the user to the brand. By using the reverse APIs from consumer to brand, you can essentially start a conversation thread. And here is where you can also employ additional tech like chatbots or voice bots, depending on the technology. So just to get your thoughts flowing, these are some ideas that you could use to build your concept. We all use net banking. We all do transactions online. As a business, my forte, if it's in the banking space, it's best that I focus on that. But at the same time, since I need to communicate with my audience, in the case of a net banking sending an OTP PIN, then I would just have to consume the root mobile SMS API, follow the guidelines, get my templates whitelisted, get my sender ID done, do my DLT registration, and voila. So my SMS is ready for consumption. The user can get the OTP in a matter of a few seconds. Let's take another example. We can probably take an example of our electricity board. We all consume electricity at home. Every month we get a bill. I can have my bill sent to me on WhatsApp. Because WhatsApp enables rich messaging, I can have my bill sent out as a PDF file on WhatsApp. And once that bill is sent out, I can even send an instant payment link like a UPI intent link with a simple tap to pay. So that's the experience. Rather than getting my PDF over email, going to the website, punching in my account number, and then going to the payment gateway for payment, this is how technology is changing and adapting to the way we communicate and making it simpler. You can also take an example of Viber. So in markets like Philippines, Vietnam, certain countries in Eastern Europe, where they all use a lot of Viber business messaging, a brand can easily send two-way, one-way communication to its consumers in the form of text messages, in the form of files, in the form of quick reply buttons. So all of this is possible, and this allows you to extend the communication and the relevance of the conversation over a third-party app like Viber. And this is also very easily possible through our APIs. And with that, we also have APIs for voice for email and for RCS. A very interesting example in the case of voice and RCS, if I may. So we all go on e-commerce apps, and on these e-commerce apps we tend to look at items of interest, we place them in the cart, but then many a times we leave them in the cart and we walk out. Now this is called as a cart abandonment scenario in the industry. What can be done here? So there are two ways in which our APIs can be used. If you look at the voice example, a brand can integrate our voice APIs and instantly send a voice call to the user. Now the advantage of the voice call is it can run in multiple languages. It's not dependent on a smartphone. The call can go out, the user picks up the call, and his entire communication can be read out as a text to speech. So it can fetch the information from the e-commerce database that you have added item X in your cart of value, say 300 rupees. Would you like to check out? The user has an option: press 1 to check out, press 2 to ignore. If he presses 1 to check out, he can actually get an SMS message with a payment link. He clicks that link and he does his payment. As soon as that is done, his cart is automatically updated on his e-commerce site. So that's how simple voice is, and that's how it can be used. Another example of voice is an inbound scenario. I have received a product, but for some reason it was damaged during transit. So Root Mobile's APIs allow you to customize an IVR flow for a brand. It also allows you to enable different dial-in options. So you can consume and provide toll-free numbers, direct dial-in numbers, virtual mobile numbers, as the case may be. So by simple configurations, I can have my toll-free number, I can have a multi-step IVR, and I can literally build an auto attendant over voice on the fly. And to further extend, I can integrate with a chatbot over voice, have my queries sorted, and if not, I can further hand over to a live agent. So there are numerous possibilities here. I also took the example of RCS business messaging earlier. RCS is an upgraded version of SMS. It's based on a profile called Universal Profile, defined by GSMA. With RCS, you can upscale your conversations over regular SMS. And when I say upscale, for one, the sender ID that you get on SMS, that is changed to a regular brand name. So you can have the entire brand name messaging you. You can have the brand profile verified, so the user knows it's not a spammy or fraudulent message. And at the same time, you can send rich conversation. So I can actually send a carousel. If I look at the same example of an abandoned cart, I can send a carousel of all the cart items with images, with description, with cost, which I can play around, and then I can tap to pay or tap to confirm. So that's the power of RCS. And if I have a query, I can reply back onto the same chat and have my query attended to by a live agent. So there are numerous possibilities, and we would really recommend that you get going on these APIs. There are a lot of tools to help you. There is a discussion forum. You also have direct support with our rapid help desk team to help you understand how to go about the onboarding process, to give you tips on the APIs, and also to help you build your use cases seamlessly. With that said, I would really like to extend a warm welcome to all of you, and wish you all the best.